So the breakdown of Matthew chapter 16, part 2. So Matthew 16 describes a pivotal moment where religious leaders demand signs from Jesus, who condemns their spiritual blindness. Peter then confesses Jesus as the Messiah, a confession Jesus affirms by declaring he will build his church. The chapter concludes with Jesus predicting his death and resurrection and teaching his disciples the costly but rewarding path of self-denial and following him. So, demand for signs. Condemnation for spiritual ignorance. The Pharisees and Sadducees ask for a sign, but Jesus rebukes them for their inability to interpret the spiritual signs of the times while being able to understand natural events like the weather. The sign of Jonah. Jesus states that the only sign given to that generation is the sign of the prophet Jonah, referring to his own death, burial, and resurrection. The next one is Peter's confession, recognizing the Messiah. Jesus asks his disciples who people say he is and then who they say he is. Peter declares, "You are Christ, the Son of the living God," a significant and correct confession of Jesus' identity. The foundation of the church. Jesus blesses Peter and states, "On this rock I will build my church," affirming Peter's confession as a foundation upon which he will build his community. He also gives the keys of the kingdom of heaven to Peter, although the specific meaning of those keys is interpreted in different ways. The cost of discipleship. Prediction of Jesus' death and resurrection. After the confession, Jesus for the first time tells his disciples that he must suffer and be killed and then be raised to life. The cross and self-denial. In response, Jesus teaches that if anyone wants to follow him, they must deny themselves, take up their cross, and follow him. This means accepting the sacrifices, self-denial, and suffering that comes with discipleship. True victory. Jesus contrasts this costly path with shallow thinking, emphasizing that true victory comes through the power of the cross and resurrection, not through worldly success or superficial understanding. Warning against false teaching. Leaven of the Pharisees and Sadducees. Jesus warns the disciples to be wary of the leaven or yeast of the Pharisees and Sadducees, corrupting teachings. This leaven is a metaphor for the false man-made teachings and traditions of these religious leaders who can corrupt one's faith.